All right, what's going on, everybody? This is the first episode of the Froz-Øne podcast, where we have a bunch of diverse people and people that have pushed through challenges in their life come on to the podcast and talk about their swim careers and just life in general. Our first guest doesn't need an introduction, but I'll give him one anyway. Former NC State swimmer, ACC 50 free champion, along with a bunch of other titles. David Curtis. David, how are you?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
Not too bad, man. Last time I saw you was at Olympic trials. What's been going on since then?
I've been lying pretty low.
Yeah,
I did a couple swim camps with Fitter and Faster, and I'm enjoying that. I love teaching. I love helping other swimmers, especially all over the world these days. And I've really kind of allowed myself to take the first real break that I've had in probably about 6 years. I haven't gone on like a vacation. I haven't really taken a whole lot of time to myself and figure stuff out and kind of figure what I wanted to do next. But took that time off, relaxed, and gotten back in the right headspace, and I'm back training with Tech Titans.
yeah, I really like that. I mean, it was the same for me. We have such busy schedules as swimmers, we don't really get breaks at all. I think after trials was one of my longest breaks I've had. I had all of July just to take off, like you said, that mental break. But also, I really like you said you were getting back into the community. What all have you been doing with that just to help with swimming that stuff?
I mean, I've been training attack. I just got
Yeah,
introduced to one of my new coaches. He seems to be great. We have a great kind of system going, great group going on at TAC in the pro group. And then
yeah,
I've been to Canada probably 3 different times over the last couple weeks, going there to teach swimming, and that's been super successful, super fun. I love Canada. I take every excuse I can to go up there, but
awesome,
really, it's just been I've been getting into some new hobbies, kind of enjoying that, and relaxing and recuperating so I can come back to swimming and be a little bit more, let's say, motivated and excited.
totally, totally. So with that new system that you're saying that you have over at the Tech Titans, sprinter on sprinter, I love listening to other people's stories on like or just their training styles. What type of systems do you guys have over there that have gotten you where you are? Because I mean, 21-8, that's no joke, dude. It's no joke at all.
We're actually transitioning to somewhat of a different system right now.
Okay.
The last thing that we did worked well, but we want to kind of expand into other things, and a lot more fly is on our radar and is currently in our
Totally.
training program and plan. So maybe, hopefully, look out for 100 fly at some point. I want to swim it at a competent level, and considering that the 50s of stroke are on the Olympic agenda, it would mean that I would start to need to get ready for the 50 fly and 50 breast. Definitely not backstroke, kind of horrible at that. But in terms of what I do, it's usually extremely focused, lower volume work, lots and lots and lots of high intensity mixed in with some weight. My main focus is going fast, replicating the race that I want to swim, and doing it over and over again while adding certain handicaps like fins sometimes, or maybe a pull buoy, or not a pull buoy, a pull like a pull cord. But then also making it difficult by adding weights, towers. I saw the Cam McEvoy thing where he did like a double tower, and we actually implemented that into our training regimen. So I've been doing like double towers recently, and that's been a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, not super complicated. It's really just kind of getting back into the swing of things, especially right now. Lots of aerobic work, lots of kind of just getting back into it because I have been at this has been the longest break I've ever taken, about a month and a half. So I feel like I've never touched water before.
Right. Yeah, I totally feel that. We've started getting in our training here at Alabama, and it's definitely been a process, especially a lot of aerobic. But I really like a lot of those different styles of like sprinting that you do, especially the race simulation. I feel like in my opinion, that's something that every single sprinter should do, that race simulation, because we're always taught in our brains to, no matter what, we're always swimming fast, we're racing fast because that's what we do. We're sprinters. But there's nothing like sprinting what you're going to do in the race. So I totally, yeah, 100% agree with you on that.
Hmm.
Um, so just kind of let's get into like the real things that we're kind of doing here at the Froz-Øne is just to kind of ask you what made you start swimming. I mean, stereotypes out there of, people of our skin complexion don't normally swim. What kind of inspired you growing up to say, I wanted to kind of switch that?
So I didn't really say that I wanted to swim and do what I want to do until I was like 15. But from roughly like
Mm,
8 to 15, I literally started a YMCA like stay safe program. Like it was literally just for me to get comfortable with the water, kind of get in my feels, make sure that I was safe and understood what to do if I were in a body of water. And it kind of sprouted from there because I took the course and I accelerated through it. It was, I think, like a 6 week, like twice weekly, something like that. And I finished the course essentially in 2 weeks. It was just a natural feel for me.
right.
And it spiraled out of control from there. I joined a club team. It's pretty loosey goosey for the first couple years. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I didn't really know what the sport was about. But it was like when I was 14, I went to my first nationals and I sucked. It was really, 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 really bad, and I didn't want to suck again. So that's kind of the turning point where it was like, man, that was not good at all. So, what do I do to make that better and make sure I don't get close to dead last to the pool of swimmers that are going to? It's YMCA Nationals, and that was kind of the switch for me from like I would say more of a casual to somebody who really wanted to get good and get competitive and that type of stuff.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, I really like that. So I'm trying to think how to word this. So just growing up, like, hold on, how do I word this, so to speak? Um, just like your experience as a black swimmer, was there any hiccups along the way? Because I know you said like I totally agree with you with myself. Me growing up, I was an all-around athlete. I did the swim, track, basketball, you name it. I probably did it. I didn't really consider swim my primary until I was about, um, I would say, probably a freshman in high school. Uh, were you growing up kind of questioned as to why you chose swimming over anything else? Like, did people assume like you would be a track athlete or a basketball athlete, or from the get go, they're like, no, he looks like a swimmer and he should be a swimmer?
Funny enough, a lot of people were like that. They were like, "He looks like a swimmer." I was like, "I don't really know what that means, but okay." Um, I wouldn't necessarily say hiccups with getting into the sport. I was the community that I was around in Pennsylvania, extremely supportive. Everyone was really happy for what I was choosing to do. They were super supportive with my decision, but
Mhm.
uh, I only really started I didn't really receive hiccups in terms of that. It was nobody really saw me as I did basketball, I did baseball a lot, but swimming kind of just was the overarching thing, and I added those things to swimming as I started to get better and started to get faster. But they kind of fell off because I wanted that main focus to be on swimming, and I didn't really receive too much hate for it, but a lot of people I mean I've had some people make some snide comments where they're like like you should be in the gym or you should be playing basketball, you should have a ball in your hands, not get in the pool. But I didn't really see that as a hiccup, more as a motivator to continue swimming, because I mean you said
Yeah.
it before, the stereotype of black kids can't swim. I'd
Yeah.
like to point to my swim cloud and prove differently.
Yeah. Oh no, no, totally. I agree with you. I mean, same thing with me growing up. I actually did experience some of those hiccups. I mean, one of my closest friends looked at me and said uh, that I was, I think, 6 foot when I was in sixth grade, and they said, "Why are you not a hooper? That's a waste of height, or that's a waste of talent, and all that." So that kind of it sucked down a little bit, but to me that was a motivator to like kind of prove like this isn't a waste of talent. This isn't like we can do anything that we put our minds to. And that's just for anyone, honestly. It's not just because of your skin color. Like you could be disabled and people say you can never do anything, and yet here you are. You could be a Paralympian if you put your mind to it. So no, I totally rock with that, especially hearing that you have such a great community over there in PA. One of our teammates over here speaks very highly of the swim community over there in PA. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's awesome. I was gonna say Ben Kuda Ferris. Does that name ring a bell to you at all?
What was that again?
Ben Kuda Ferris.
No.
I was gonna
Was he
say
my time?
he's the class below me.
Okay, so he was my time. Yeah, I don't. What
Yeah.
team? Any idea?
Oh, he's from Delco.
Delco.
Yeah, outside of Philly.
I'm not familiar
All
with
right.
Philly teams besides Reese's team.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, totally get that. So mentors and role models, we hear a lot about them. It's a little bit harder for certain people to have them within the sport, but I know there's probably one major one. I've heard you before even mention him, Colin Jones. What really inspired you from him, his standpoint, that really said that this is my role model? I want to be like him, or actually not even like him, but just like be someone like him when you grow up one day.
Honestly, I wanted to be like him. I saw
Yeah.
him on TV. I saw him on the Olympic platform. I saw him in some of the most instrumental relays of the American history for the Olympics. I saw him on all these stages, and there was nobody else that looked like him that was there. It was
Mhm.
really, it was kind of eye opening because first off, it was really cool to see somebody of color at that stage and performing and being good at that stage. But then also, the lack of swimmers was also kind of inspiring in a way because it gave me the power, it gave me the motivation to try to strive to add to that list. um, I've had Colin. I believe I mean, I haven't been home in Pennsylvania for a while, but he was posted all around my bedroom. Like I had different quotes from him, different things from Speedo. So every day I woke up to go to practice, and I didn't really want to get up. I'd sit up and I'd see some athlete of some sort, either Colin Jones, Michael Phelps, on my wall, and I'd remember like they got up, you know, and it gave me the motivation to do what I did, which was practice every day and practice hard. Because I knew that if I wanted to be like Cullen, first off, he was a 50 swimmer, so I'd like to say that it has some influence on my swimming. But in order for him to get where he got, he had to get up every morning and he had to do it. He had to kind of grind through all the pain and the tiredness and the not wanting to, because that's inevitably what leads you to Olympic qualification, Olympic victory.
Yeah, totally. I getting up every single day, 100% agreement. Me myself, there's days I don't want to get up, but it's that mental of you have a motivation to do something, so it's time to go. It's because it's either now or it's never. So that's kind
Hmm.
of my mindset, totally on that. Uh, you mentioned while you were in there, him seeing Colin on that stage, and he was like one of the only people of color like performing at that high level that motivated you. Is that something that you wish you had more growing up, just seeing more people like you around you just swimming, like having that bigger community around you?
Yes, I mean, I think it would be it would be it would have been beneficial to see more diversity and more of a spread within the sport of swimming for people of color. But then again, I go back to the fact, since it was only him that I saw, it kind of gave me the incentive and the idea behind, Cullen was the only one. There's not many of us on that stage. And that gave me that additional bump in motivation that if there was more people, it might not have happened. But the fact that there is such a lack there of swimmers of color at the high levels, Olympic level, world championship level, it gave me not only the vision that I could do it because he did it, but then also there's very few of us that have done it, and I want to be one of those people on the list that have.
Totally. Yeah. 100% agrees with you. I remember watching that relay as a kid and being like, why is he the only one? And that was one of my primary reasons why I started swimming and why I've stayed swimming is because, like you said, there's not many of us that have reached that point. But at the same time, that's all one of the main reasons why I started Froz-Øne, and then that's also one of the reasons why I started this podcast to kind of educate people, and not even just the people, but young kids that are questioning what they want to do in life. Um, I challenge them to be unique. Um, One thing that my grandpa told me when I was young was to be unique. Don't do everything that the norm does. And growing up, that was what I saw. I mean, I ran track because that was the norm. I hooped because that was the norm. But in the back of my mind, I was always, what is something unique that I don't ever see? And growing up, I mean, I did the swim lessons because my parents wanted me to know what it was, or at least just be able to swim because that was a thing that a lot of people around my area didn't know how to do. And then gradually I just fell in love with it. And then I found my reason to be unique. And then I'll never forget this junior year of high school. I had a random grandma after a swim practice. It's not a good swim practice at all. I was questioning why I was still swimming. Um, this lady said, I want to thank you because my grandson watched you swim. And because of you, he is the reason why he's swimming right now. And that was one of the main reasons why it just clicked to me like this is something that I want to see more diverse swimmers coming into this sport for
Hmm.
sure. But yeah, man. That's awesome. I was gonna say I sent you a swim cap a couple of days ago.
Hmm.
I hit the mailbox, did it not?
It did. It's actually the kitchen.
Okay. Okay, sweet. I was gonna say, what did you think of it?
I like it. It's high
Yeah.
quality. I'm gonna treat that one nice. That's not
Yeah.
just going to the bag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I mean, I haven't put it on yet. I've
Right.
again, you just been practicing the old good old cap, and I might honestly
Right.
race with it at some of the local meets because I mean, why not? It looks great.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of what it stands for, and
Yeah.
um,
Totally.
yeah, it's
Yeah. 100%. Like I said, just like the more than one piece. That's one of the reasons why I put that slash on the one. It's just more than one. Like, I mean, stuff like this, me and you, we've proven that there's more than one person that can break stereotypes, break
Mhm.
diversity, break all that. So, um, yeah, just keep doing you, and we can get like generations of new swimmers to come in the future. But really the biggest only thing that I have to ask is what's kind of next for you? What future meets I know you said that you're going to add that 100 fly and get ready for those 50s, especially since they're going to be in future meets to come, but I mean, what's next for David Curtis in the future?
I'm trying to figure that out. I mean, LA is obviously in the line of sight. In terms of what's coming next, we're still figuring that out. I didn't do enough competing last season, and I really want to overdo the competing a little bit. Get myself out there, compete. Where I mean, I'm looking at some swim meets like Mari Nordstrom. Other ones are like the Pro Series. Is the U.S. Open actually short course this year?
Oh, that's a good question. I want to say no, but I could be if it is short course, it's short course meters. I don't see it being short course yards.
It is short course yards.
Oh, is it? Okay. Wow.
So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. That should be quite interesting. But I mean, maybe US Open down the line as well. That's gonna have to be a discussion between me and my coaches because I don't practice short course anymore.
Really?
So I kind of have to. I might have to like actually practice like some short course in order to figure that out because I don't think I've done a
Okay.
flip turn like fast flip turn in the past year and a half. But
Wow. Okay.
yeah, it's been mainly long course for me. But
Long
I mean,
course.
LA is in my sights. I want to do more stuff around the country. Try to go as far as I can for swimming, as much as I can, and experience different cultures while I'm at it. Because like the one meet that I went to, the Pan American Games in Chile, absolutely loved it. The culture there is fantastic, and it kind of gave me the travel fever. So I'm trying to go wherever I can, as much as I can, so I can try to get the experience and enjoy swimming as much as I enjoy competing.
Yeah, totally. I love that. I mean, that was kind of the same for me leading into this last summer. I was all around the country and I had that summer fever, and now it's kind of like stuck at Bama, and I'm like, I kind of want to get around. I want to see new places. I want to race. I want to, I yeah. There's nothing like just being able to experience new cultures, new places. It's life. But yeah, that's actually interesting too that you said you haven't done a flip turn in over a year and a half. I would have
I
never
I
expected
mean
that.
I have, but like at state we practice a lot of flip turns and like getting faster now, but I really haven't done a whole lot of that in a while, especially since I joined TAC more. Because our main focus was that 21 seconds, I guess 22 at trials, because that was a horrible meet. But you know that one lap was our main focus, and I mean I raced long course. I raced long course a couple times and throughout the year, and then I also did short course. So I'm gonna try to mix
Right,
it up a little bit this year, kind of see where I'm at, and kind of enjoy both sides.
right, totally. I was gonna say, because how much race experience did you have leading into trials? I know you had like a couple meets in 21. Did you have, or not 21, in like 23. Did you have much leading into trials for 24?
No, I didn't race nearly enough. I mean, I came from NC State racing like maybe
Right.
once weekly because of dual meets and Pro Series and US Open on top of that, to like racing twice. So I think I raced a Pro Series, which I did horribly at, and then I was kind of afraid, honestly, to compete again. And I went to Atlanta and also did horribly. So I didn't really have the greatest momentum going into trials. My confidence was absolutely shot, but I feel like racing more, giving myself more shots, kind of more learning opportunities as well. Data to work with is going to be super important going into the next couple years, so that I can kind of bring myself up back to where I've been. Because admittedly, I've been kind of sucky over the last year and a half, and my goal is to revamp that, get back on top, and start swimming with the big dogs.
Yeah, I totally love that. Just like not losing your motivation, even when you're in the low. I mean, I know, I think we all, especially as sprinters, know the feeling of going months, if not years on end without hitting a PR. And I mean, it's a struggle to keep that motivation. What would you say? I know you said that your motivation was shot going into trials, but what kept you like in the right mindset leading into those like races?
I'll be honest, I didn't have a good mindset going into trials.
Yeah,
I didn't have a good mindset going into the races.
not okay.
Um, Everything from the lights to the swimmers to the cameras, it really, I don't know why, because I've been to world championships, I've been to another trials, like something about this trials and something about the fear that I am close enough to actually have a shot to make it psyched me out enough where I wasn't in the right mental space. And that's something I've been working on over the last couple months. I also wanted to make sure that, yeah, this is something that I really want to do and really want to pursue. And because I mean I've missed the pool, honestly. I've really missed it since I was out. But something that was an issue with my trials and something that I need to work on and I'm actively working on is that confidence and that mentality going into races, because it's really only with those type of meets, like the super big qualifiers, where I start to doubt myself. And one of those doubts came from the lack of competition that I had going into the trials. I only raced twice, as opposed to probably I should have raced maybe like 8 times. And I don't really count racing in practice in the whole like scheme of actually competing, actually racing. So we're trying to remedy and build that confidence and build the strength and kind of build where my mental is, because I'm a very heady athlete. I think a lot, and trying to build on that so that I can go into the next trials or whatever qualifier that I have with more confidence and swim better because I trust myself, my training, and my coaches.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I totally under get that a lot. Um, it's not easy to have a good headspace when you're not racing at all. Like the confidence, I'm always big on confidence. If you're not confident going into the building, if you're not confident in warm up, you're not gonna have a good race. Um, yeah, that what you just said right there is real talk right there, real talk. But I don't have any more questions for you. I was gonna ask, do you have any questions for me or any tips that you want to give the younger generation to give them a little bit of motivation?
I think the only tip I have is a tip that I tell myself every day. It's that tip is like, don't count yourself out. I counted myself out at trials. I shouldn't have. Everyone has a shot, everyone has a chance, and you really need to be the person that gives you that chance, because really what the only thing that's probably holding you back is yourself. You need to trust your coaches, trust your training, trust your nutrition, trust your parents, and put all that trust back into yourself that you are ready, excited to compete, and turn those bad nerves into good nerves and utilize them the best you can.
Awesome, man. I love that. Trusting yourself, trusting the process. Easiest
Very
thing that
much.
you can do.
Hmm.
Easiest thing you do. Um, got anything else for me, or
No,
is
that should
that
be it. Yeah,
what I'm
that's
gonna
good.
say? Awesome. Well, it was great having you on here. It was good talking to you. A lot of good information. And I feel like that's going to be really good for anybody that watches this, especially if I was a kid and I saw two high elite athletes having a podcast like this, talking about real life scenarios and stuff like that. I would instantly be hopping on and watching to see what they have. So, really appreciate you coming on here, man.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, for the people watching, stay tuned for the next episode. I will let you guys know on social media platforms when that's gonna launch out. And yeah, oh, also stay tuned to see when the new batch of Froz-Øne swim caps will go live. That should be live actually as soon as this video posts. So as soon as this video posts, there should be some Froz-Øne swim caps going live. There will be regular silicone with non-hydrofoil, hydrofoil silicone, and then they're in back order right now, but there will be Arena 3D dome caps as well that will have
Whew,
the Froz-Øne as well. Yeah, we're going.
nice. You going
People
ham?
people were wanting the yeah, people were wanting the dome caps,
Yeah,
and also
that's
people
good.
been asking for stickers. So we're looking into sticker business maybe as now too.
All
So
right, I like it.
yeah, but that should be going live as soon as this podcast goes live as well. So stay tuned for that, and yeah, it's gonna be real exciting. But all right, yeah, that's all I got. So take care now.